Hello and welcome everybody to the Slipstream EU stream, the coverage of the Elemental series, covered and brought to you by Challenger Mode. I'm Gavastian and I'm joined here by the one, the only, the magnificent, the dashing Dennis. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. I'm really excited for this day, for this group stage of the final of the Elemental series. But the question is, are you?
I am definitely ready. I'm hyped. I am gonna be, well, probably screaming my lungs out and clipping the microphone a little bit. But if I wouldn't clip the mic, I didn't do my job well as a caster now, would I? And just to give you the question, because I always love this, what do you think of our two teams? Who are our two teams? Introduce them to our lovely viewers.
Well, in the blue side, we are having Fierce Esports. Of course, the teams have made it into the main event today of the Elemental series. Only 16 teams have made it in, and only one can be the winner. It might be one of these teams. So at the blue side, we have Fierce Esports. And let me just really quickly look up their roster. It will be Womp, Chippy, and Gooch, and they will be playing against someone we have seen in RLCS, a team that we have seen in RLCS group stage. It's MINKZ Gaming with Matt Gray, Kieran, and Matt. Well, you might recognize them. Really good team as well. And well, I can really expect a really good series to come up, Sebastian.
Yeah, we kind of chose this as the appetizer for the series because the other two teams are in our series are Mom and Try. Like two also very amazing teams we will be talking about later. And this group series will be following 3 games. The other game will be played off stream. Sadly, we do not have a Slipstream B stream to cover that one and bring that to you as well. But having 12 streams for a single tournament, or 16 streams as it would be then, might be a little bit much. So we have just the 4. You can check all of them out. That's Rocket Core. That's Just Throwin'. That is Templar League, and that is of course us. We are all covering a different group. We have Group B, and like I said, that's Fierce, MINKZ, Mom, and Try. And yeah, Fierce and MINKZ are going to be playing each other. You said MINKZ, a team that played RLCS, that was shown there and was really good. What do you think? How do you think a team like Fierce Esports mentally is going to prepare for something like that?
I mean, of course, they knew that they will be playing MINKZ Gaming, and well, in the preparation going into this tournament, I bet they've practice a lot beforehand, doing scrims, doing training, and well, in the end, it just all comes down to this evening. Well, I really hope and I really think that they practice so much that they probably will give MINKZ a really good shot of, taking this series. I mean, I think we are seeing, if I just have a little prediction of Group B, we are seeing the top 2 teams actually already playing against each other. I think MINKZ and Fierce Esports will be going first and second. That's just my prediction. We will see how it goes, but definitely that's already a really good series to come up. So it's a best of 5, of course, until the final, which will be best of 7. But for now, all the group stage games will be best of 5. And well, I think this series, well, it will go still in favor of MINKZ, but definitely not an easy task for them. I think it's going to be a 3-2, to be fair.
That could very well be true, and why wouldn't it be? Having a 3-2 going all the way to that 5th game is always something you want to see. I was kind of disappointed yesterday watching the LEC that went a 3-0 the way of one of the teams instead of going to that 5th game, because that's always good. And to talk about Fierce a little bit, Womp, great player, Gooch is always a fun player to talk about, and I mean, was a cat in Captain Marvel, so no, it was Goose, close enough. But we are here to continue to make coverage of the legendary story that is Chippy, the man, the myth, the legend that joined a random tournament on some kind of like weirdo streamer. I don't know, maybe people have heard of him, but it's Johnny Boy. He won that tournament, and after that, he was just thrown to the wolves and played against some of the best 1v1 players we have here in Europe, and actually started dominating pretty well. He was a crowd favorite, and from there on has had a rise to like a rising star that has been moving up for these last few years, and I'm really hoping to see him step up. But against MINKZ, I mean, can he do it? That's my question to you. Can he do it?
I mean, he is a great player. He has shown it in his one skills on stream as well. But yeah, the question is, can he do it in 3s as well with his teammates alongside him and against a team like MINKZ? It's of course not easy. But yeah, definitely a fight is definitely what we are going to be seeing here in this series. Still waiting for one team though, but definitely I think both teams are really ready to just get into this series and well make a really good series of Rocket League. Of course, the very first game today, and well, it is not a bad one, a really good series. Well, I'm really hyped for this series.
Yes, and for all the people that are here that are like, okay, Rocket League. So what is it? It's a game where you basically play football, play soccer for the Americans that we have here, and you just hit the ball into the net with your card. You have one card to control, so you don't control the entire team. You have to work with other players, and what we talk about a lot, or at least what I talk a lot, being one of the analyst people that looks at the game and goes, that is interesting. I should talk about this. One of those things is rotation, a 1-2-3 setup rotation where you have a simple description of what the players do. And of course, my co-caster knows all about it. So we're going to have you, I'm going to ask you the questions. What does player number one usually do in any given situation?
Play number one, the most upfront, you mean?
Yes.
Scoring, bro. Just score all the goals.
Fair enough. It is the aggressive player. It is the player that is at that point if you are designated player number one at that moment in time, you're the one going for the ball. You're the one challenging the opponent who has the ball, or you're taking the ball and taking it on a ride to the other side. And what would player number two do to support player number one?
Well, pass the ball, make assists.
Yes, very good. Pass the ball, make assist. That's one of those things. If player number one goes for the ball, player number two has the option to help by assisting to get the ball forward even further or be there for a passing outlet. And player number three, I mean, I'm going to spoil it for you guys, but player number three is the player that sits back, watches one and two do their thing, and makes sure the ball doesn't go into their net because he or she, of course, or it, I mean, whatever you feel like, that's the player that just stays as far back as possible to keep his team safe, to keep pressure on the enemy goal, but never overextend. Because if you're gone, if your player number three is out of position, that could be a very quick goal, and that is usually transient.
Yeah, well, such a high level of play we are seeing here, like 1.9k players, 2k players. Well, you can see a really high-paced gameplay. And well, usually what happens is that you see a lot of overcommits from the third player. So really, what a third man has to do pretty much is just defend their goal, be the rock solid defender, and try to get a clean sheet. But of course, you don't have just one defender in the goal all the time. You just said you are working with rotations, so you're just pretty much rotating all the time, all the 5 minutes of the whole game. You're just rotating from first man to second man to third man, and well, yeah, in the end, yeah, sometimes overcommits happen, but definitely on such a high gameplay like this, you can't let that happen. It's just really easy goals if you just leave the net wide open and the enemies can just score an easy long shot into the goal because well they have the game vision, they can see the net is wide open, and in the end, well, is an easy goal for them. And every goal really values a lot in the best of five series. It is of course better than best of three, but best of five is still pretty over pretty fast. So in the end, well, just those silly goals, they really want to prevent that, and definitely as third, they want to try to not overcommit. But still, you see it quite a lot in the high level of this gameplay.
Yeah, you see it a lot happening a lot that they sacrifice their third player, and usually it doesn't come to goals that often because their first player, after going for the ball, usually gets his ass back to the goal as quickly as possible to become that third man. As we talked about rotation, you're not stuck in one single position. No, you move through the numbers. If you're one, you're going for the ball. If you're two, you're waiting for what happens after the one does something with the ball. Then you become one because you need to now do something with the ball. Number three moves to the number two position and watches someone who it becomes a spreadsheet of numbers, but there's always a logical progression, and at these higher levels you can see that progression molding like on the floor at any point with three players just moving around each other, making sure they keep the ball together. And that's the thing I want to see most out of all of these players, keeping the ball within your team. Do not boom it forward, do not boom it to the other side, be like it's gone from our goal, we're good. No, you gave away the ball. Possession is the highest form of skill in Rocket League. If you have the ball, you can score. If you do not, you can't. It's that simple. So I want them to keep the ball close to themselves and make sure they get those passes off. But with this high level play, I'm pretty sure they can manage this.
Yeah, you just made a comparison between football and or soccer for the Americans and Rocket League. And well, definitely in football, you see a lot of people just go for dribbles, keep the ball in your possession. And well, you also see that a lot within Rocket League. Going for dribbles, go for passes, and not just boom the ball away. You don't see in professional football that the players just boom the ball away to the enemy team, because then of course you lose possession. And well, that's also really the what teams are focusing on the higher gameplay level. And definitely, the dribbles can cause something beautiful as well. The beautiful goals, the beautiful flakes. You see a lot in ones, because of course there you have the time and space to do your amazing flakes, your amazing solo plays. Well, of course in threes it's a little bit harder, but still, all the players here, they do have the ability to have really good control of the ball, and in the end do something really good with it. I hope we're gonna see that in this series as well. Some beautiful goals, some beautiful clips as well. So yeah, let's just hope for a great series progression.
Yeah, and we'll check with the players in a second to see if they are ready, because I hope they are and we can get this thing on their way. We're checking with all of our notes, seeing if everyone knows that we are good to go here. And it seems like we're getting the go mark. So let's see if all players get on the field and we can get on our way with the first game of this best of 5 between in the orange, it is MINKZ Gaming. That's Kieran, Mads, and Matt's Gray, and Fierce Esports in the blue with Chippy, Goose, and Womp. This is Dennis, and he's going to take you into the game with his sweet, sweet voice.
Game 1 about to get on the way, or actually it has been started just now. As you see Kieran just booms the ball upwards, maybe can get the follow, he just leaves it. You see Womp now going up for it to the right side of the field. Can't get a follow though. Matt's now trying to take control. Chippy there with a great pass actually. Kern trying to save that. Demo in the goal. Early pressure. Crossbar and in. Womp already. First goal for Fierce Esports.
Oh, it felt so shaky for a second. I love the idea that they were going for passing plays. Chippy automatically thinking, okay, demos are good too. Let's get those players out of the way. But Womps hitting the crossbar there, almost dropped out. Lucky it still went in. But that was a great example of making sure you pass and you keep the ball within your team, and that way you can create a lot of chances.
Yeah, the first 20 seconds and already Fierce Esports with 4 shots, make that 5. Chippy gets the second goal for Fierce Esports already.
And this is what we call one skill. Go practice it. Go get into your once thing. I know our production manager doesn't really like ones. He talked to us about it. We love him anyway. Fade it. Big shout out to the guy. But that is a thing. If you know how to 50-50 that well, you must be a ones man.
Yeah, of course, ones can be a really frustrating game mode. Everyone knows who's playing Rocket League. Ones can be really annoying, but it definitely will help you in the long term. You just saw a really good play from Chippy, and in the end getting the second goal for Fierce Esports. Still a long journey to go, but that's a great attempt actually from Gooch. Kern in the end with the save. Matt getting bumped by Womp. The ball is now on the back wall. Ball getting pushed into the middle now. Great shot, Matt Gray gets the first for MINKZ Gaming. And MINKZ Gaming, they are fighting back in this game.
Yeah, wanting to push up to that ball, get some coverage on it, but no pressure meant an easy pass to Matt's Gray. And in the goal, I think we saw Gooch there that wasn't able to get in the right position to play that ball away. Tragedy strikes for them. They're still 1 up, but that looked like a bit of a mess in defense.
Yeah, still a lot to do for MINKZ Gaming. Still 1 goal down, a lot of time to play. Still 3 goals already in this really entertaining game, I have to say. Ball getting pushed into the corner now. Womp back flicking. Easy ball from Matt Gray. Now tries to send it to one of his teammates. Womp clearing it out. So now see Matt into the middle, but Gooch is right there. Has a lot of time to work with now. Pushes up for himself. Kern no boost. Goes over Kern indeed. The ball now falls into the corner. Matt losing the chance against Womp. 5th against Matt. Look like Kern pushing the ball up. But you see, a double commit there from Womp. Probably landed into the ball. As you now see Gooch going for the shot. 2 players from MINKZ going for that. Kern getting the save. This ball gets now into the middle. Kern looks like he's going for a solo player, but just wastes possession there. As you see now Chippy into the middle. And Metzger is right there. Saved. Big cleared out. And well, right now we see a little bit, not the calm before the storm, but pretty much a calm after the storm. We saw a lot of goals in the first minute, but now it looks like a little bit of back and forth play. No goals in the last minute, I would say. And well, everything seems to be a little bit calmed down now.
Yeah, it seems like we're in the eye of the storm. This game is probably going to pick up halfway through, but we had the first pick, the edges of that storm, that eye, usually calm, serene, and just a moment where you can relax, sit, and watch your opponent, see what they're doing wrong, see what kind of weakness they have, and then once you see them, you can kick up the wins, get into action, and make sure you can take them out as quickly as you can in Storm Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, and let's see if the teams can get that done here on the field. It's definitely needed, but Chippy is showing us that this storm is ours.
Yeah, a little bit of an overcommit there. We just talked about overcommits, and this is definitely one of them. Current being the third man, going for a little bit too slow, as he knew Chippy was there as well. And well, he's a great player, maybe even the best player of the Fierce Esports side, getting the third for Fierce Esports, second for himself. And well, Fierce Esports so far really do be having a great game. As Gooch gets the fourth for Fierce Esports, well, I have predicted MINKZ Gaming for this series, but definitely Fierce Esports, great game from them so far.
Yup, Fierce Esports showing us a monster performance. We heard in the chat from one of the players, one of the casters I had the pleasure of working with, a legend in his prime, a legend in the Netherlands, to be honest, having some time to supervise this team, to help them, to coach them. You can really see it pop off like that. If that is the team we're talking about, and I'm not making a horrible mistake, and he actually coaches MINKZ. Well,
what is the Dutch legend you're talking about? Give him a little bit of a shout out.
It is Face, the one and only man, the man who got me into the Dutch rocket scene, the Dutch Rocket League scene for casting. So I owe him some thanks as well.
Yeah, well, right now we are seeing a really good Fierce Esports side. Still MINKZ, 1.5 minutes for them to still make something out of this game. 3 goals down, definitely not a position they wanted to be in. Matt's great now going for it, Gooch. Very clear from him. Matt's going for it. One trying to find his teammate, Gooch is there, but great clear by Kieran. Tries to get it again, Chippy there already. Right side, great pass actually to Womp. And you can really see the connections between the Fierce Esports players. Really well-oiled team, and you know, the passing plays, I saw them a lot from the Fierce Esports side and not too much from the MINKZ Gaming side. They've had one where they scored off, but yes, out of that, well, it is really not the MINKZ Gaming side you would expect to be. It is, yeah, kind of a rusty MINKZ Gaming side. Of course, it is game 1, but you would expect more from them. A few whiffs there, and yeah, you know, it's definitely Fierce Esports. Therefore, 1-up is definitely not undeserved that they will be winning this game 1.
Yeah, the game 1 doesn't seem to be within their grasp, but I feel like they're warming up well enough. And the question becomes, how are they going to react in game 2? Is their mental strong enough to make sure that they can work with that? They get a couple of quick attacks, but their attacks are not structured in the same way, because we see from Fierce a perfect setup for passing plays. They want to do it a bit too much sometimes and do it where there actually is no space for it, but when they do have that space, they are deadly with their passes, and that is something that I'm really wondering if MINKZ Gaming can find an answer to. They need to shore up their defense and get within those passing lanes, because then their attacks are going to look a lot stronger as well.
Yeah, most definitely a lot to work on in the next games for MINKZ Gaming. It is only game 1, but definitely another game 1 MINKZ Gaming would have expected, would have hoped for, because Fierce Esports taking this game from them with 4-1, taking this game 1, and yeah, definitely great great result, great performance from the 3 players from Fierce Esports. Well, MINKZ Gaming, yeah, you know, just like you said, they need to work on the defense, because I've seen some mistakes from them in defense, some whiffs, and well, in the end, in the offense, it doesn't go too well either for RCS side. In the RCS group stage side, you would expect, you know, the passing plays to be there, and just always have those offenses in your side, and definitely not losing with 4-1 against a Fierce Esports side. Of course, Fierce Esports, nothing against them, they're a great team as well. But being MINKZ Gaming, you would expect to be like the first place of your group. And like this, it's just not going to work.
No, but we also said that probably Fierce would be a place 2 then. And that's not to do with the other teams not being able to show up. Like, the other 2 teams could still take a place, and that is the thing. If RLCS has taught us anything aside from trying to take over the entire bubble scene we have all worked on to make better, there is such a small gap between all these top teams. All these top bubble teams are all there to compete at the highest level, are all having a chance to crush who or whatever in front of them. Look at Magnifico, a team that was supposed to be on top, and then Barrage, one of our own casters from the scene, Cynical, coming in and stomping their way through that. It can be anyone at any point in time as long as they are on the ball at that moment. If they're hot, they're gonna be flaming, and that is the point. Any one of these teams can still take it. So maybe Fierce is just more on, more hot, more fierce, and more fire on the field right now.
Yeah, I mean, I already said that they will be really keen to beat this MINKZ Gaming side. A tough first game. They knew that, and they have definitely showed that they are capable of beating this MINKZ Gaming side. Of course, it might have been just a warm-up for MINKZ Gaming in this series for game 1, but yeah, game 2, it has to be different for them. Great result from First Esports in the first game. They still need to complete it against a dangerous MINKZ Gaming side. You still can't underestimate them. Game 2 getting on the way now. Will still First Esports in the blue, MINKZ Gaming in the orange. As you see the ball getting pushed into the middle, into the corner. Now Demo already won. Great Demo, leaves a little bit of space for Gooch, but he can't complete his dribble. Chippy now going for the solo play again, like we've seen several times. Gets it actually. 15 seconds in. First Esports. Here they are again.
Oh my lord. What an attack there. Chippy just showing us, again, that one skill. This is the bread and butter of anyone's player. If you get an air dribble, don't go for the ball again. Just let it float into the net. Make sure you take out the defender. And it's been Fierce Esports who've created their chances, finished their chances, and looked very good. While on the other side, MINKZ Gaming is hoping for a mistake out of Fierce to get their own goal going. So I think it is more Fierce taking control of their entire destiny here, and what a second goal. Again, a defensive mistake here from MINKZ.
Yeah, again a defensive mistake, but again a really good passing play from the Fierce Esports side to make this goal happen. I think it was Chippy getting the assist to Womp, and Womp with a great finish as well for the second one already for Fierce Esports. Again, just like in game 1, a really great start from them with 2 early goals, trying to, continue like this. Kieran now getting an easy save. Can't get the other one though, as we see Chippy with another goal on his name. Well, Fierce Esports, it's all their series until now.
Fierce Esports is showing us that they came not to play, but to dominate today. They got up out of bed and said, we're winning this entire thing. Maybe just today, we're getting out of groups, we're moving on into the playoff stages. No one is going to take anything from us, and they're not taking any kind of shenanigans from their opposing teams.
That's
and as I say that,
banger from Kieran. I just saw next grade going for it, and well, it kind of was like it fell into the middle, but still, that's a great banger from Kieran. 125 kph into the goal, and well, they got one back, but they still have a long journey to go, G-Fashion.
Oh yeah, this is this is one of those goals where you're like, okay, good. Now let's keep this momentum and get rocking a little bit further. This is where you, as a captain, say, hey guys, that was a good goal. Let's get a couple more of those and make sure we keep the door locked and nobody can get in. Thing is, there's 4 minutes left. There's all the time in the world to play with. But again, Chippy is on an offensive tear and wants to be looking for some good boop in towards his teammates.
Yeah, the defense from MINKZ Gaming really need to watch out for this Chippy guy. He is such a runs main. We saw him getting some great solo plays already, solo goals in the end. And well, it's only game 2, so still everything can happen. And Chippy, he just is that player, that reliable player you can have in offense. When you're the 2 plays behind him, you can just give the ball to Chippy, but you can't give the ball to Matt like this, as he just makes a second goal for MINKZ.
Yeah, good control here. This time it was Matt looking to take matters into his own hand, looking for bumps, looking for demos, looking for more control. And Womp was there in in defense, but not there fast enough. Was expecting one of his teammates to challenge, and those are the kind of mistakes like MINKZ. If those mistakes keep happening, MINKZ is going to tear them apart. So it's going to be one heck of a battle here in game 2.
Yeah, great comeback from MINKZ Gaming. Still only 1 goal down, but they were 3 goals down. And now it looks like MINKZ kind of found the attack. We saw a great play from the MINKZ Gaming side. Max great, 2 assists on his name already. Yeah, they still need to keep on going because now they're getting a little bit pressured by the Fierce Esports side. As you know, Chippy to the right side, Womp again, great passing play from the Fierce Esports side, banger on that, but Matt with a great save. Womp trying to keep the pressure up. Kieran clears it out a little bit. You see Gucci going for it. Bumped there again by Chippy. He just looks for those offensive players, for the defensive players, I have to say. Flip reset attempt now. You know, Chippy, he goes a lot for those demos, a lot for those bumps in goal. As I already said, you really have to watch out for this Chippy guy.
Yeah, sometimes teams are just like more than the sum of their parts, but sometimes the parts can do more for the team. It's some teams like MINKZ Gaming. We now have, I think it's Tryhard. That's a team that is amazing because of their team play. But here we have a team with a special sauce player, a player that knows what he can do, the extra things he can do to create space for his teammates, and that player is Chippy. We are once again watching the legend unfold, and maybe at the end of it all, after a couple more years, we can say he will become a Hall of Famer and he will become a legend in the Rocket League community.
I mean, I can really see it happening. If I just look at the gameplay right now, he's such a good player, you know, the skills he has, you know, the passing, the dribbles he has now, and well, yeah, everything is just pretty much perfect from him. Well, they still won't go up, still one game up as well, but they still need to complete it. Chippy now with the pass into the middle, Womp going for the shot, saved by Kieran though. This one now falls down. Mets and Mets Gray both going full big play. You now see Mets Gray with battle against Chippy. Mets Gray tries to get it into the middle. Womp clears down a little bit. Gooch helps him with that. You now see Mets getting it into the middle. One of his teammates, Kieran, there to beat his opponent. Chippy going again for the air dribble. Gets it over one crossbar and back. Now Mets trying to take control. They need a goal right now. 50 seconds to go in this game too. Already one game down. You don't want to be 2 games down going into game 3 because that would mean match point for Fierce Esports. Mets now has to save it. He doesn't need Kieran. That was Chippy, so he can't do anything with the ball anymore. Mets Gray trying to get it into the middle to one of his teammates. Kieran now going up for it. Tries to find his teammate again. Mets Gray with the pass to Mets, but Mets a little bit too much up, as he now needs to cover from that. 24 seconds to go. The time is really ticking for MINKZ Gaming.
Yeah, the time is ticking and the last few seconds are coming in. Now we have Mads looking for that attack, getting the pass. Chippy's still in the way, and we're looking at a challenge. The last chances of this team to at least make it and tie the series up. They cannot get it past there. Mads now looking for his last chance. Gets blocked by Chippy. Still falls into midfield. Kieran bumping it up, but Gooch is there. Extends it to the other side of the field. Chippy with a shot. It goes in, and that is 2-0 for Fierce Esports.
Yeah, Chippy completes his hat-trick at the 0-second mark. And well, you know, the offenses of Fierce, they have been phenomenal. This game, last game, also with amount of shots. It's insane how good they are playing in offense. They're really popping off now. We expected MINKZ to win this. That it would be a really hot game for Fierce. But well, it is completely reversed. MINKZ Gaming having a really hard task against this Fierce Esports side. You know, yeah, if you can get so many shots, 13 shots, against only 3 of MINKZ Gaming, well, eventually you're gonna win. Chippy, 3 goals, 4 shots, great stuff from him. And yeah, it has been a phenomenal game from Fierce Esports, phenomenal series so far from them. And well, they have 3 lives now to win this series, to beat this MINKZ Gaming side. And MINKZ Gaming, all they gotta do now, all that's left for them is to reverse sweep Fierce Esports. Fierce Esports, offensive masters, I have to say. Yeah, the combinations in passing plays and also the solo plays from Chippy, they are phenomenal. And well, yeah, I can't see anything less from them in game 3. I would say, you know, I would have predicted a 3-2 for MINKZ Gaming, but if it's going like this, I would see a 3-0 for Fierce Esports, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that it seems likely that we might get that result. The big but here is that for MINKZ Gaming, they are good enough to adjust to this. They just need to look at where these passing plays come from for Fierce Esports, because Fierce is using those passing plays to affect. And the way you counter those kind of passing plays is by making sure you get in the middle of them. You know where the ball is going because you can just look at where the rest of your opponents are. You know the ball is going to one of your opponents, cover those angles, and from there you can get more control in midfield, more possession of the ball, and from there look again towards more offensive plays. So for now, it is up to it's up to MINKZ to find that trick, and it's up to Fierce Esports to not let them.
Yeah, Fierce Esports need to keep their defense clean. That's really pretty much all they're gonna do. The offense is solid, the defense is decent as well. And if they just can keep the clean sheet, keep going with offense as well, in the end, you will score. But still, it is MINKZ Gaming. Maybe it is their time now for MINKZ Gaming to pop off. And yeah, it is not too late for them. They can still do it. They can still win 3 times in a row. Yet they haven't made RLCS for nothing. Well, they are a really good side, and well, they are going for the corner. And well, Gucci now with some control. A little bit of a silent start of the first minute though. This game 3. Choppy now with the shot. MINKZ clearing it out. Doesn't get it over one though, as we see one taking control in the corner. Gets it over one, gets over Kieran. MINKZ now. Find his teammates though. Passing play in again. Kieran refuses that. Well, we've seen a lot of goals in the last 2 games. Now it is a little bit of a silent start. But still, we see the combination, we see the passing plays from the teams going, and definitely Fierce Esports. Yeah, pretty much, you know, I would say they are the better side in this game so far.
Yeah, they do take a lot of control, but that is because of the passive nature from MINKZ. MINKZ is just staying so far back and making sure that they cannot, like, they are not working towards any offensive plans. They're waiting for a mistake, they're waiting for a counter-attack chance, but with midfield being this locked down, Fierce can just do whatever they want. They can keep hitting the goal, and at some point the defense for MINKZ will crack. And if you make a mistake on Fierce's side, you still need to have that counter-attack go all the way to the other side of the field. So MINKZ Gaming need to shore up the defense, yes, but they also need to start looking for, like, plays and passes into offense, making sure there's a player there that can catch up the ball, keep control, and look to challenge the net of Fierce Esports.
Yeah, we are seeing MINKZ Gaming have a lot of trouble with the pressure of Fierce Esports. Fierce Esports keeping the pressure up. Fortunately for them, they can't score. Now it is a lot of time for Gooch to get something with the ball, to get it into the goal, but he just gets it over. Can't get a double. Gooch now tries to get to Chippy, but Chippy was just too much in front for that one. Going for the attempt with the double, but blocked there by MINKZ. Mets now getting it into the middle. Choppy already there. You see now the ball going to the right corner. Kieran, great clear from him. Gooch taking over easily. MINKZ tries to find one of his teammates. It's really MINKZ Gaming. They're really struggling in offense. They, you know, they get the ball out, but it just keeps like that. They can't, you know, get the combinations like Fierce Esports are doing. You know, they just get the ball out, get a big clear, but I haven't really seen big passing plays from the MINKZ Gaming side. It's just pretty much Fierce Esports having a lot of pressure on the MINKZ Gaming side. Maybe we can see an attempt now from the MINKZ Gaming side. But yeah, MINKZ Gaming, they really need to get out of defense, just like they're doing now. Kieran finally gets MINKZ Gaming into the lead for, I think, the very first time in this series here in Game 3.
Yeah, they had a plan. The plan was get Fierce into a false sense of security. Fierce was looking at passing plays and getting that attack further up, so they started rotating more and more aggressive, thinking we deserve this goal, we have all the pressure. Thing was, all of the good passing lanes were covered every single time. MINKZ has found their key and are now starting to work that offensive passing play style against Fierce Esports. It's now going to become their weakness.
Yeah, it's 1 minute, 25 seconds to go. Of course, Fierce Esports, they do have all the chance of the world, even if they lose this game, but they just want a clean sweep. It's also, you know, better game differential in the end. Yeah, it might help them. But for now, it is MINKZ Gaming hoping to, you know, get this game on their end, to not get a clean threat in the first series already. Now, you see Mets is booming the ball upfield, Gooch taking over from him. Not a lot of boost to work with, that's why his teammate Chippy is helping him. Shot on goal, MINKZ is saving that. Kieran redirects it. Well, his teammate got bumped, Womp missing the ball as he had no boost anymore. Gooch, a little bit too late, gets beat by MINKZ, as you see now Kieran and Womp both going for it. Womp with a shot, falls off the crossbar, missed there in defense, and Gooch will get the equalizer, and Fierce are back in this game 3.
And you saw MINKZ just moving further and further up, trying to defend the passing plays. And that meant that on the backboard, there is a passing option ready. And that's the difference. If you have a team that can adjust, first passing into midfield all the time, then using the backboard when it's open, and then one single defensive mistake is enough to make a team crumble. It's 1-1, and the lead MINKZ was fighting for so hard has crumbled.
Yeah, now we are seeing Fierce Esports again in the offense, saved by MINKZ. Already 8 saves on the end of MINKZ Gaming. Still, it's 1-1. Great defense from MINKZ overall in this game. Kieran gets it out, tries to get it again, missing it a little bit. Maybe gets a little bit of a block, but still it falls into the side of Fierce Esports, trying to get an offense going. Gets into the corner, gets into the middle. Didn't have a good aerial, didn't have a good takeoff. So Matt's taking over from him. 1 second, 0 second now as the ball falls into the corner. Kieran popping it up, trying to get a 0 second goal. Now it's Fierce Esports actually going for the 0 second goal. It's not going to be a double, it's still up. Oh, that's actually a shot. Matt with a save. Well, there was nearly a 0 second goal, but it is overtime.
It is overtime. One goal could make the difference right now. And of course, MINKZ can still take this, but they need to take this if they want to start with a win. If they don't want to fall behind their biggest competitor in the group. If they do not win this one, it might start looking a bit more shaky. They might start risking even not making it to the eventual playoff stage, not getting out of groups. So they want to get this first game to start with, but it is them getting it. It is them moving on to at least a game 4, and let's see if they can take more from here.
Yeah, this could be the start for MINKZ Gaming to get a reverse sweep going. This is, of course, only the first game they've won. They've hoped that they would have get it a lot earlier than game 3. But yeah, game 3, that is their very first game they won. After, still a really solid performance on the Fierce Esports side. But they got a lot of shots, but they just didn't get the shots onto goal. So you have to say, great defense from the MINKZ Gaming side overall. I've seen a lot of saves, a lot of great saves as well, especially at the 0 second mark. It could have been over by now if that 0 second goal would have been scored by Fierce Esports. But in the end, MINKZ moving on, going into game 4, trying to make a reverse sweep happen. They just need one more game, and then, we have an all-deciding game 5. But still, Fierce Esports, they still have, 2 lives left, and well, I really think, if they can be a little bit more accurate, they are still the better side in this series.
Definitely still the better side in this series. I think, the big thing for me is that MINKZ Esports should never be underestimated. They're a team that knows how to adjust to adversity, that has all the experience, especially players like Mads, and Kieran, all 3. You've seen them throughout the bubble scene for such a long time. They've been playing against so many different teams. They've faced off against these players again and again. They know how to adjust to a different playstyle, and they are now showing us that they can adjust, that they will adjust, and that they might start looking for that reverse sweep.
Yeah, we now see the ball on the side of Fierce Esports. Demo from Kieran on Chippy, just instantly straight up going for him. Now we see Kieran into the wall. No one in the middle though. Chippy is for the Fierce Esports side. Not a good hit from Matt. He still takes over here. 0 boost to work with, so just flicks it up high for his team in Matt Gray, the other Danish player of the MINKZ Gaming side. Now we see the ball going to the back wall. Chippy tries to get it out. Looks like a back pass. As you now see Chippy, he just, he really is an aggressive player. He always just tries to, get the ball. He's like a little kid, just going for every ball on the football pitch, and in the end, just scoring it in. And well, in the end, it really pays off. I mean, it looks like that his teammates are working with it really well, as Chippy had scored a lot of goals. But yeah, it is really a great player, a great pass in the end here by Chippy. Unluckily, the ball falls off the post, but yeah, it is really good to see a player like Chippy, of course, from that once tournament, just coming here into the bubble scene. And well, he's really, he's such a great player. The dribbles he has, and how good he's playing in this series as well. It's really lovely to see, how good he's playing against such a good team like MINKZ Gaming.
Definitely, the kind of play that they are showing right now is, well, he is good. but it is a limited string bow. Again, I feel they are looking for a lot of passing plays, and they might want to switch it up a little. They might want to look for more dribble plays, take control of the ball that way. Because right now, the passing play game has been read, has been figured out, and MINKZ Gaming is looking to punish that at every point that they can. So we need to see a switch up a little bit, or else it's gonna be MINKZ Gaming taking this fourth game and taking us to that crucial game 5, where either team can still take it, but MINKZ with all the momentum.
Yeah, indeed. We can see a game 5 definitely happen if MINKZ here gets the goal for MINKZ Gaming. Great play from them in half time. MINKZ just, getting it here to MINKZ. A little bit of slow defense there from the Fierce Esports side. Just letting MINKZ Gaming do their things, letting MINKZ get a shot, getting letting MINKZ have his assist here. And well, MINKZ Gaming looked like they just picked it up. But definitely, it is Fierce Esports having a lot of shots. No accuracy though. But still, MINKZ Gaming need to watch out because Fierce Esports, they can equalize, but not if MINKZ gets a second goal away from MINKZ Gaming. MINKZ Gaming back in this series at all.
Chippy, it feels to me Chippy might have snapped a little bit. Like, not extremely, but more like, hey, he's not playing the controlling, good rotational style he was playing before. Mistakes have happened, and you can almost sense the annoyance there and him making small mistakes there as well. So control once again towards MINKZ, and MINKZ looking to make sure that they can get to that game 5. But we need to see a change now. If you are a Fierce fan, give him your energy. Like, just spam that chip to help the Chippy and his team if you want to, or else it's going to be MINKZ Gaming who's going to look super strong right now in this game 4.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen a really dominant Fierce Esports against this MINKZ Gaming side, but now it is not really dominant, but talking about dominance, Gooch getting the flip reset over the defender of MINKZ Gaming. That's a great goal. Kieran just completely got outplayed there.
Yeah, and this is the moment you give too much space to someone like Gooch, the player that is just saying, hey, I mean, you know what I can do? I can do magic. I can do things with the ball that you are just not going to expect. And we saw Gooch attempt this a couple of times already, but it's good now that his team really needs him, that he is stepping up to do these kind of things to make sure that him and his team can still stand a chance in this game 4.
Yeah, Fierce Esports, 1.5 minute for them to still make something out of this game, to get game 4 to their side, not letting this series go to a game 5. Now we see the ball going to the left side. Of course, again, the passing plays from the Fierce Esports side paying off in this series. But the last 2 games, we haven't seen them too much. And, well, that was pretty much their strength, how they, beat the defense of MINKZ Gaming. Now we saw a really good solo play from Gooch, getting it over the defender of MINKZ Gaming with the flip reset. But just like here, we haven't really seen the passing plays, and that really paid off for them, getting so many goals against the MINKZ Gaming side. Now it is good, trying to get the third for MINKZ Gaming. Chippy gets it over one. MINKZ just taking over. A great pass actually from MINKZ, but saved by Gooch as it falls now to the middle. Chippy, a little bit of time as Kieran is pushing on the wall. Fakes out one, but Kieran still manages to get the ball. Now MINKZ trying to get it. Wompt rushing back to try. Bumps his teammate actually, who just spawned there. But, 20 seconds to go, and still MINKZ Gaming 1 goal lead at Fierce Esports. Yeah, the time is ticking, otherwise we will be seeing a game 5 in a potential reverse sweep for MINKZ Gaming.
Yeah, MINKZ Gaming now getting very close to that reverse sweep. Really looking forward to it. With 5 seconds left, Chippy is now the one. Can he do it? Cannot get the delayed flick to get the ball past. It still bounces up. There's still a chance. It's still there, but it might hit the ground. It does there. MINKZ Gaming takes the game number 4, and we're going to that all illustrious game 5. Oh, what a treat we have for you today.
Yeah, 2 dominant games from Fierce Esports, followed by 2 close games from MINKZ Gaming, one being in overtime, and one also with just a 1 goal lead, but just in the regular 5 minutes time. And well, yeah, it is pretty much MINKZ Gaming. We'll just pick this up, and after that game 2, it looks like they're playing more solid. We haven't really seen much defensive mistakes from them, and Fierce Esports, their offense, they slow down a lot. And what are you going to see? Then MINKZ Gaming, they will be taking games from Fierce Esports, Still really close games though. But yeah, Fierce Esports, they were really dominant. So yeah, they will be really frustrated that they lost these 2 games, because they could have easily clean swept MINKZ Gaming here if they just kept playing like they were in the first 2 games. But yeah, MINKZ Gaming, they're a really good team. You can see that the mentality is still so strong after losing 2 games. They're going into game 5 now, and well, it's everything to play for. Just only that last game of the series who's going to decide to win this very first series of the group stage. Of course, I've predicted we are seeing the top 2 teams here, and well, looks like it's going to be a really close, really close group, or at least it's going to be really close between these both teams, because well, both teams really close to each other. Game 5, one deciding game. Well, can't wait for this game 5 to start.
Yeah, game 5, the do or die game where either team can just walk away with it. As we said, it looked like a Fierce Esports win. They were looking super dominant, but MINKZ Gaming started turning it around in game 2, didn't get close enough, but game 3, they knew what they had to do. Stop the passing plays, stop the control that Fierce Gaming had on the field, and make sure that they couldn't get anywhere near it. And now for Fierce, it is mostly relaxing. We had the luck, maybe for them, that the server crashed. This is something that could work in their favor if they just relax, get out of their own head, and make sure that they can like cross their T's and dot their I's again, because their accuracy hasn't been the best. They had good moves, but overall their passes have been a bit sluggish, been easily like connected, easily gotten away from here and there. And that's the thing I want to see them change. I want their passes to be faster and just more precise instead of these longer lobs, because right now MINKZ knows that's what you want to do. And if you can't get that accuracy out, start doing control play from midfield. Hit the ball forward, but keep midfield locked down that it cannot get it towards your net anywhere. It's a risky style of play, but it's the way you can get control on the ball and on your opponent's net. Just pressure them into making mistakes. If accuracy is your problem, then quantity over quality is the answer. Make sure you create your chances and create a lot of them. Eventually, one of them will roll in.
Yeah, we saw that in the first 2 games, where we saw a lot of shots from the Fierce Esports side. Accuracy pretty much isn't their thing. Well, we saw Chippy with really good accuracy in the first 2 games, but the teammates were quite a bit lacking. And well, when the accuracy from Chippy also lacks in the last couple of games, then you're not going to score a lot of goals. We've seen Fierce Esports, after the disconnect of the server, after the server went down, just waiting a little bit until they joined the server. Maybe they just had a little bit of a speech to each other. Well, of course, it is MINKZ Gaming having a lot of momentum, winning 2 games in a row. But now it is Chippy, the one we have talked about a lot in this series, nearly with an early goal in this game 5. And well, I can expect this game 5 to go a long way, maybe in overtime. But definitely this game 5 will be a really good one to watch.
Yeah, whatever this game 5 is going to offer us, it's going to be sizzling. And right now, again, those shots, taking that one, but hitting the crossbar and out. So they are mentally resetting, but then after that, tragedy strikes again. They need to get out of their head. They need to start getting those shots on target, because those kind of chances, MINKZ Esports had made sure you get a lot less of them in the rest of your games.
Yeah, now the ball is going into the middle. Womp getting it again, getting a double touch. Kieran just clearing it out a little bit as the ball falls off the corner, off the wall. Now Womp a little bit too late. Kieran pops it over one, tries to get a shot in. It's over the bar. Can't be scored now, as we see MINKZ just waiting for the ball to get hit into him. Chippy taking time. Let's get over on MINKZ. Great chance from him. Kieran already going for the aerial, tries to get it down. Gooch just clearing it out. MINKZ now taking a little bit of time. Tries to beat up Chippy in goal. Can't get contact with the ball anymore, as we see Kieran with the ball into the middle. Betsker with a shot. Great save from Womp. Now we see the ball getting into the middle again. Gets over one, but no one really there from Fierce Esports to follow it. MINKZ. Not a lot of boost to work with, but still follows it. As you see Womp into his own corner. Tries to get over one. Gets over one, but can't pass the 3rd man. And now we see offense still going from MINKZ Gaming. Well, it goes, from back and front. MINKZ Gaming having some offenses. Fierce Esports having some offenses. Well, it has been definitely a great game 5 so far, but no goals yet.
Yeah, and it feels to me like Chippy is the player that wants to show up for his team, that wants to make the magic happen. His positioning is a bit off. He's taking a lot of space, creating awkward moments for his teammates, but he's doing that exactly so that he can be the one who can carry his team. Is it going to work is the question. Mentalities are being tested, and the big wonder is which team is going to recover first.
Yeah, we are approaching halftime of this game 5 now. Still no goal scored. Maybe this will be the first one. Great save from MINKZ actually. Great shot from Chippy. Who else? But still a great save. It was just reaching to that top corner. But yet it didn't went in. The crossbar, well, how hasn't that been scored yet? So many attempts. There was so many great attempts as well, but we've just seen the great shot from Chippy after the ball falls on his own crossbar. Now the goal is wide open, no defense to be seen there. MINKZ, after the great save he has, gets the very first goal. MINKZ Gaming, the very first goal of this game 5.
Yeah, and this is where the predictability of Fierce comes in. You know they like their passing plays into midfield. If you have someone behind you, just get in the passing lane, and sometimes you can create an entirety of an open net for you. It seems like Chippy and team have a hard time actually scoring, so the problem becomes, they might be able to score 1, they might be able to tie up, but are they going to be able to score 2? They are not looking strong right now, and they're making mistakes because of their rotation, and probably their mental game is just a bit lacking.
Yeah, it might be, of course, after 2 games they maybe underestimated MINKZ a little bit. But, 1 minute 40 away from, getting reverse sweeped. And, well, you really do not want to let that happen. On stream as well, the very first series you are going to play today. You don't want to lose it with a reverse sweep. Now Gooch will try to get out to at least get 1 back to make this game 5 equalize, to get it to an overtime. Now we see Gooch on the wall. It looks like they have a little bit of trouble to find each other. Something we haven't seen at all in the very first 2 games of this series. Now we see Gooch with the ball to Chippy. Chippy can't make contact with the ball, unfortunate for him. MINKZ trying to get it out, not much boost to work with. Tries to pinch it against the wall. Gooch a little bit of time to work with now. Gets the shot, but blocked straight up by a defender of MINKZ Gaming. Womp tries to get it out, gets it to Gooch actually, gets a redirect, but that's an easy clear for Matt Gray. As we see now Chippy going for it, right side of the field. Womp is waiting for that, and now really the time is ticking for the Fierce Esports side. 45 seconds to go, and MINKZ Gaming do a brilliant job and nearly almost completing this reverse sweep.
Yeah, chances are coming short and far between here for the Fierce Gaming crew. Their lifeline dropping away with 30 seconds left. Good clears, good control. Chippy looking to make contact, but Mads is still there. So the ball now bounces to the other side. Chippy going for all the demos, all the bumps, gets everyone out of the way, and Gooch is the one that takes the goal, but Chippy is the one taking the team on his shoulders.
Yeah, Chippy, 2 great blocks actually, blocking the defender in the goal and before dammering the other defender, equalizing it, and that's just all Chippy. Easy shot for Gooch after the great bombs from Chippy, and well, that's really what Fierce Esports needed, just that pop-off from Chippy. But now it's still 10 seconds to go. The pressure is on for Fierce Esports, but it looks like we are going to be facing a game 5 overtime.
Oh man, game 5, and we're going to overtime, and it hasn't fallen down yet. Gooch now trying to extend it to the other way. It flies long, it flies fast. Mads puts it on the ground, and our overtime is ready. No, I wasn't expecting this kind of a series. I wasn't expecting domination from Fierce at first, and then them falling off to see an almost reverse sweep. But now, demos and bumps is the name of the game for Fierce. They're trying to take control of the field. They're trying to work this ball in. But is this their overtime, or is it going to MINKZ?
Yeah, that is the big question you're having here. Now we see an attempt from MINKZ Gaming. It doesn't go in. And well, it is do or die for both teams. Every mistake will be crucial in these kind of moments. Now we see Matt as kind of an open net. But Gooch is there just in time to get a clear out. Matt Gray into the corner. Gooch clears it out. It looks like the players are a little bit nervous. Well, it is of course a game 5 overtime, so you could understand it. And now just Womp just trying to get it out. Gets a 50 against Matt Gray. Gooch, no one following there from the MINKZ Gaming side. The Curran Gets it into his own corner to Mats. Mats trying to get a dribble. Gets into the middle. One clear shot for him. Great save for Mats. Great again. The defense popping up for MINKZ Gaming. 1 minute in this overtime. And well, still no winner. And still we are playing on in this great series.
Yeah, and we need, if you want Fierce to win, they need to do a little bit of extra. They need to start looking towards passing plays. But for MINKZ, they are trying to take control of this place. They're trying to keep just cool, calm, and measured as a cucumber, and they're getting it done through that. They get their chances, they get their moments, and they're getting it done. They get it almost in, but Chippy, again, the man, the myth, the legend, make sure that they're still on borrowed time and Fierce's team.
Yeah, what a series this has been. Two dominant performance, 2 dominant games from Fierce Esports, followed by MINKZ Gaming just getting 2 games. Just over the line against Fierce Esports, getting into the lead in this game 5 and 10 seconds before time, something like that. We saw Fierce Esports getting the equalizer, and here we are, game 5 overtime. No winner, 2 minutes in this overtime. As you see, Chippy trying to take control, the man of this series so far, but he still needs to complete his performance in this overtime, because well, if you don't score, then yeah, that performance would have just been nothing. Well, you have lost your series then. But now this is the ball going to the goal of Fierce Esports. I see Kieran trying to find his teammate into the middle. Mets can't get a shot on goal though. Into the corner, Womp trying to take control. Has a lot of time to work with, no boost though. As you see now, Womp blocking the shot a little bit. But in the end, well, it wasn't maybe, it turned out well for them. Ball falls into the middle now. Not a hit he wanted as the ball falls into the corner. 3 minutes overtime. Now we see Mets with a shot on the post, and still no winner in this overtime. And we still play on. Great overtime so far.
Yeah, we are already on 3 minutes. It's now Gooch who's trying to extend the attack. It's going to an open net. Chippy can get it in, but Mads is still there. Gets it away. Kieran has to block Wompt. And now we are in that corner. Wompt trying to take control, trying to mess up with the team. But Mads Gray, the captain, the man, the myth, the one that wants to keep control in this team, gets the ball further towards the middle. There's a couple of bounces, a couple of 50s. And now it's Chippy on the other side, looking to get it past Matt, but doesn't get it there. Kieran is following it up. It's going scarily towards the net, but Womp is still there. Gooch is trying to extend it. It drops down now. Can anybody read it? On the blue team, they do, and the counterattack is still there, but control seems to be all that MINKZ wants, and eventually they're going to find a goal because of it.
Yeah, so far, pretty much MINKZ Gaming, all the offense from their side the last minute or so, but they just can't find the net. And well, that's pretty much the story of this overtime. The offenses are there, but you know, in the end the goals aren't there. In the end, the goals, that's what's missing, and it's only one goal that will decide this overtime, of course. But if you have the offenses but can't make the goals, can't make the finish in touch, and in the end you keep on playing this overtime, your nerves will just, you know, keep on getting worse and worse. And now we see Chippy on the wall, fakes out one, tries to go by his own, maybe gets a double, he doesn't. FC Gooch as third with the 50 against Kieran. Now we see the ball onto the wall, Gooch going for it. A bump there in defense, Metzger getting bumped, but still manages to get the save or get it clear. Now we see Matt going for a solo play, tries to get a bump. Now we see the ball going up, crossbar now. How hasn't there been scored yet? And finally it will be Kieran and MINKZ taking this series. And oh my, that has been one of the most phenomenal overtimes in Game 5 I've ever seen.
That was insane. Both teams fighting neck and neck to get the ball in. Eventually, we saw the momentum from MINKZ. They were playing that well. They pushed it through. But on the other side, Fierce showed us what they can do, showed us how ready they are to dominate. And in the first 2 games, that's exactly what they did. But in the later 3 games, we saw MINKZ Gaming and why they are still the favorites in this pool. We saw why they were able to play that well, how they were able to dismantle the Fierce team. And Fierce, shot after shot, went kind of on net. But the biggest problem there was that every shot that they took was bad shot selection. That would be the thing I'd give them. Don't get shots where there's 2 defenders on net, get an extra pass done, pass it onto the backboard, look for a bump or a demo. There needed to be something extra because they were not outplaying MINKZ Gaming again, because MINKZ was ready for their one and done kind of passing play shot action.
Yeah, well, in the end, a great series, and MINKZ Gaming just getting it over the line after 4 minutes overtime, I think. Well, a great
Almost
series that was. It was 5 minutes of overtime, and finally we got the winner in the name of MINKZ. It could have been any team, of course, in this series, but only one winner can win this very first series of the group stage. Going on in this group, it is, of course, Fierce Esports losing their first series. They will be taking up MOM in the second series, and MINKZ, they will be facing Try in the second series. We're just going into a little break until we will be seeing one of these teams playing again in the next series. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we will be with you back into a few minutes.